This is the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping our show on May the 2nd, 2014. Our time is 8:44 Mountain. Radio show runs on your favorite radio stations. The shows are archived on Harold's two websites, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. You can stream the shows there. As well, we have a podcast through iTunes. Type in World Financial Report on Radio. You'll find us there. Subscribe to the podcast. It will come in every week. We're portable. We go on any of your devices. We go anywhere you do. Harold does daily market commentary. Find it on his websites. Find it on the podcast site as well. As we start today's show, we should remind you that Worldwide Precious Metals, the company Harold recommends when it comes to investing in gold and silver, going to be in Calgary next week. This is the final call if you would like to sit down with them and talk about investing in gold and silver, the physical market. Worldwide Precious Metals in Calgary next week. Speak with them, book an appointment, www.pmc.com, the website, telephone number 1-866-623-2002. May 21st, hsfineauctions.com. As an auction coming up, proceeds going to the Susan B. Komen Foundation, and that's for breast cancer. It's 8 Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And we have later in the show, Sotheby's Magnificent Jewel Sale. There was an auction this week, April 29th in New York City. We have some outstanding auction results for you. In the news this week, obviously, the situation in the Ukraine continues to be very tense. Jobs numbers came out in the United States. 800,000 quit the labor force in April. They had a jobs number of a positive 288,000. The unemployment rate went to 6.3%. But remember, 800,000 quit the labor force in April. Also, two outstanding articles we'll get to later in the show. Listen, Silver, We Need to Talk from Jeff Clark, a very positive article on silver. And Ted Butler has written an article about silver called The World's Most Undervalued Asset, Silver. We'll talk about that a little later in the show. And a quote from Richard Russell this week saying, again, I urge my subscribers to buy some silver. From what I gather from charts and my studies, it's time to own silver. It's time to own hard assets, Harold. There's no doubt about it.
You bet. With so much happening in the world right now, Randy, and a lot of it is very, very concerning, especially with what's happening in Russia and Ukraine at this point. Things are really starting to heat up there. Don't forget, Russia's a huge producer of oil and commodities, and they're big in mining. Platinum, palladium, all comes from Russia. Similar situations are happening in Venezuela. Inflation is rampant, $100 for a loaf of bread, $300 for chopped meat type of thing. It's just an unbelievable time, and it's certainly a time that we got to pay attention to. You know, the metals this week did poorly. Gold and silver dropped off and fell below support levels. However, as we're taping the show on Friday, we'll have a very strong turnaround. In fact, when gold opened up this morning on Friday, it was at $1,276. As we're taping the show right now, basically an hour into the market opening, we've just gone up $11 for the day, and basically we're trading at $1,297, just under the 1,300 level. 1,300 is an important number for gold, but the most important number is 1,180. That's heavy support, and then under that is $1,000. Every time the market has been getting down to these lower levels, though, it has been rebounding with some fresh buying. So again, I hope we're building a level of support at this level just under the 1,300 level, and we could get a strong rally in the gold market. Silver, similar. It sold up most of the week. However, when it opened on Friday, it was down to $18.91. Now, as we're taping the show, it's at $19.59. So we've basically seen a 70-cent move in silver in the first hour of trading. Platinum down $14 at $14.36, palladium down $3, and it's at $815. Actually, palladium is doing the best of all the metals at this particular point. The Dow Jones has been up most of the week. As we're taping the show right now, The market was up as much as 60 points. It's just dropped in the last couple minutes, and it's just gone negative 30 points on the day. But again, what's happening in the Dow Jones really doesn't hold an awful lot of water at this point. Most people who look at the Dow understand that it's manipulated and basically a gambling casino, because it's very, very difficult to make money in that type of market at this point. The Nasdaq's trading up 12 points at 41.39. That's been one of the most volatile markets of all, which has happened in the Nasdaq over the last few months. The Toronto Stock Exchange is trading at 14,728. The U.S. dollar is up 17 points this morning, but it's at 79.68. During the week, we did get down to the 79.50 level. 78.50 is very heavy support for the U.S. dollar. If it breaks 78.50, we could see a fairly substantial decline all the way down to 72.5 cents. I do believe that that is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen over the very short term, but we do believe that the U.S. dollar is going to continue to fall, and at 72.50, it could literally put us back up to $2,000 gold, and we do believe that is going to happen. The Nikkei has been volatile this week. It's down 26 points at this time, trading at 14,459, and oil was down most of the week, which was unusual because of the situations that are happening in Venezuela and Russia, which are two huge producers of oil. We're up today, up 21 cents, and we're right at the 99.63 level. So, Randy, again, the markets have been volatile, trying to find a direction. I'm impressed with what we're seeing today. Every time the market tends to get down to this lower level, it does tend to bounce off the support and is actually trading very, very strong this morning. We'd love to see a rally in gold and silver, but again, at this particular point, the fundamentals for the market have been the same fundamentals that have been there forever. Since we've been trading this market, again, the major concern is printing of money, currency devaluation, and the potential of extremely high inflation, and we're seeing that. Again, food prices for the first quarter of 2014 has skyrocketed. Certain commodities are up 25% in the first quarter of this year. If that's not inflationary, I don't know what is. Last week, the price of oil was trading at about 104, 105. Again, an extremely inflationary number. And we do know that with the trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that have been printed in the United States and now in Europe and other parts of the world, it's got to bring inflation on, because, again, it weakens your currency, and you can't buy it as much as you can with a weak currency, especially when commodities are so expensive. So we anticipate that that will continue during the summer. Even though the summer months are slower trading months, a lot of things can happen during the summer and catch the markets, off guard type of thing, because, again, a lot of the trading is thin during the summer months. But we do anticipate that the price of gold and silver, again, will continue to strengthen based on what's coming forward. And again, if we are going to see the unwinding of quantitative easing, again, we'll see how long that lasts for. Because my feeling is, once they stop printing money and putting it back into stocks, bonds, and into mortgage-backed securities, I think you're going to start to see the market fall back off. And if they raise interest rates, which eventually they have to do, the Federal Reserve is talking about that, it will affect the overall real estate market and the stock market. And don't think that the real estate market is all that hot. The fact is it's come off its lows because it had to. They put, again, trillions and trillions of dollars back into the mortgage-backed security markets. But here in the United States, even though prices have rebounded somewhat, most people can still not afford to get a mortgage. They got wrapped up and really hurt badly back in 2008, 9, and 10 when the real estate markets in the United States plummeted due to the mortgage crisis. So when you lose your credit rating, and your home gets foreclosed and you're not paying your bills, you're not going to get a mortgage when you have to put up 25 or 30% and have an unbelievable credit rating. So, again, a lot of the things that appear to be happening in the United States as far as recovery goes is really not happening. It's wishful thinking, and with the $20 trillion that the U.S. is in debt for right now, there's just no doubt in my mind that this is going to lead to a bad situation. we don't trade or profess trading in gold and silver. We're not recommending that you get into the markets like the futures markets or the options market and trade this market. You buy gold and silver physically, and assets like that, diamonds, arts, those type of hard assets that hold their value and actually increase during these type of times. So you want to be in those type of markets. You don't want to be trading right now because we don't know what's going to trigger this market. And I do believe, just like 79 and 80, we're going to wake up one day and find the price of gold and silver spiking higher and short covering coming in the market. So it's a market that you cannot afford to be out of. But you don't want to trade it in the futures market and heavily leverage that market. What you really want to do is own the market outright, because this way you own it, it's in your possession, and the day that this market does take off and run again, you don't have to go in and buy back the market again. You just want to sit back and make certain that you own the type of assets that when the markets do run, you're in that market. And there's no doubt in my mind, and many people that are very, very intelligent, that we're in the right markets at the right time. Again, what we're going through is the governments are so desperate at this point because of everything that's happening to them that they're playing with the markets. As much as I hate to say that that does happen, it's obvious that it does, because the markets are not reacting to the things that they normally would react to. So again, I'm still a firm believer in gold and silver, and a lot of it will have to do with the value of the U.S. dollar. As the U.S. dollar falls further, and by the way, when the U.S. dollar falls, the Canadian dollar is going to continue to fall with it. It's no fluke that the Canadian dollar is 10% lower than the U.S. dollar, even though the U.S. dollar is a weak currency at this point. It's done purposely because the Canadian government wants a low Canadian dollar for trading purposes. So again, if the U.S. dollar does continue to fall, which I do believe it will, you will see the Canadian dollar fall with it. However, that will result in other positive things moving forward. So again, Randy, at this point, we saw a lower metals market this week. However, the markets opened lower on Friday substantially, turned around, and now as we're taping the show, gold is up $11 on the day and silver's up 40 cents. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing so far today. And
a follow-up to jobs, and you can find this in our newsletter, BLS, saying 20% of American families, in 20%, no one works. Men who work full-time earn less than 40 years ago. As well, the United States lost $11.2 billion on the GM bailout, according to the latest TARP report. U.S., and Harold touched on this, U.S. mortgage applications sink to the lowest level since December 2000. U.S. home ownership, the rates fall to the lowest level since 1995. The Fed is obviously this week, after meeting, trimming more stimulus. They're going to be cutting another $10 billion. They're buying $45 billion worth of paper every month, and they believe that they'll continue to taper until the end of the year, and quantitative easing will be done. But remember one thing, interest rates will be low, and low for a long time. In the Ukraine, the East is unraveling, and the IMF warns on financing. They're saying that the eastmost regions are slipping from the government's grasp as separatists take over official and office buildings from government sources. They're saying that the International Monetary Fund warns extra financing will be needed if control of the industrial heartland is lost. We're in a very chaotic time in the world, and that's why we advocate having hard assets. As Richard Russell said, again, I urge my subscribers to buy some silver. From what I gather from charts and my studies, it's time to own silver. And Worldwide Precious Metals is the company Harold recommends you use when it comes to investing in gold, silver, platinum, palladium. The only Canadian precious metals bullion dealer that Harold recommends for over 10 years. The experts to trust when it comes to investing in this very specialized market. Find them online at www.pmc.com or free of charge, call 1-866-623-2002, 1-866-623-2002, the website www.pmc.com, and don't forget, next week they will be in Calgary. If you're listening to our show in Calgary, Remember, they will be there if you would like to sit down with them and learn more about investing in gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and silver has been very hot from what I understand. Speak with Worldwide Precious Metals. You can connect with them. Their website, wwpmc.com. The telephone number, 1-866-623-2002. As promised, we had 2 articles in the silver section of our newsletter. You can get our newsletter from Worldwide. Jeff Clark from KC Research wrote an interesting piece, and it was a letter to silver, and silver did respond. In fact, it goes on to say, "Silver, dear Mr. Clark, I have good news for you. Well, some investors have lost interest in me and my price is at a 2010 level. Things will soon change. I will put together this historical chart for you and hope you'll share it with your fellow silver investors. It shows every major bear market over the last 4 decades. The black line represents what's taken place from April 2011 through last Friday. Get this chart, get this article from Worldwide, and take a look at it. Have them explain it to you. wwpmc.com to get this article, or call 1-866-623-2002. The article is entitled, Listen, Silver, We Need to Talk. Now, he goes on to say, of the 7 prior bear markets, 4 lasted longer and 3 were shorter. 4 declined less than today, 2 were about the same, and only 1 was significantly deeper. If I were to match the 2 longest bear markets, my price would stay down until this October. If it matched the other 2 longer bear markets, it would end this summer. Over the past 40 years, there have been no bear markets that would extend my low point past this October, or my low may already be in. Either way, I think it's safe to say that I'm close to the end of my down cycle. In fact, the historical data says the opportunity to buy me at $20 or less will soon be unavailable. Let me relay some other data to you and also some current signals that can't last too much longer. Read those for yourself. The silver bear market nearing an exhaustion, nearing an end. Get that article from Worldwide. Get our free weekly newsletter. Speak with them about taking advantage of the current situation that silver finds itself in. Worldwide Precious Metals, their website, wwpmc.com. The telephone number, 1-866-623-2002. If you're in Calgary, meet with them when they're in town next week. One other article we have that is a must-read in the silver section, Ted Butler, the world's most undervalued asset, and he's talking about silver. He says it's interesting that silver is registered as the most undervalued investment asset precisely at the same time when there is more total investment net worth and buying power in the world than ever before. The assets in hedge funds alone are now at a record $2.7 trillion, 1% of which, $27 billion, is more than the value of all the silver bullion in the world if it could be bought. The 100 million ounces of new silver available for investment annually would take only 1/10 of 1%, $2.7 billion of hedge fund assets. Unless hedge funds have stopped looking for undervalued assets, I can't help but feel that's akin to a setup of a lit match and a barrel of dynamite. This is another article that is a must-read. You want to get it from Worldwide. Connect with them. wwpmc.com, telephone number 1-866-623-2002. And yes, Ted Butler, one of the greatest silver analysts ever, coming out and saying silver is the most undervalued asset in the world right now. Now is the time to get to those 2 articles. Listen, Silver, We Need to Talk. As well, Ted Butler, the world's most undervalued asset. Connect with Worldwide. Let them explain to you the ins and outs of this market and now why is the time to invest in hard assets and start your own precious metals investment account. 1-866-623-2002, wwpmc.com. Harold, 2 outstanding articles, and I think the way Ted Butler put it in regard to the small amount of silver and the amount of money that's out there for investment purposes just from hedge funds puts things really into perspective and the explosiveness of this market and the potential of it.
I believe you're 100% correct. And the hedge funds that have a lot of money will eventually get back into this market. Don't forget that in 2011, when gold hit $19.20 and silver hit $50, it was looking like it wanted to continue to go. It was only because that of what the exchanges had to do to slow down the movement in gold and silver, which again I think is criminal. But what they did is they raised the price of trading gold and silver so substantially at that particular point because there wasn't enough silver and gold in the warehouses to match up to the futures contracts and the ETFs. So they made it so expensive that all the hedge funds and all the traders got out of the market. It had nothing to do with the bullishness or bearishness of the market. It was made to happen. And basically, there will be a time within the very near future that these hedge funds will come back in and buy up this market again. So I agree with that 100%. That's why I said earlier in the presentation that you never want to be out of the market, because when it does happen and when these hedge funds go back into the marketplace, it's going to be with an explosion. And when you read about the fact that gold and silver are so undervalued and there's so many shorts in the market, well, when these hedge funds come back in and buy this market up, it's the shorts that end up getting killed in the market, and that's when the market could go up like it did in 1980. Just look at the chart on silver. You'll see it basically went from $20 to $50 in just a few months' time, and that again is going to happen when the hedge funds and the major traders come back into that marketplace.
Quote this week from Jim Rogers: "I own real assets. I own agriculture. As you may know, agriculture is going through the roof this year. I suspect that it's going to continue because war and tensions are not good for anything, but they're good for commodities and especially agricultural commodities. These days, the fundamentals are out of balance for agricultural supply. I do own gold and silver. I'm looking for real assets." If you're looking for real assets, speak with Worldwide Precious Metals. They're going to be in Calgary next week. If you would like to sit down and pick their brain, learn more about this market, give them a call. 1-866-623-2002. Their website is wwpmc.com. There's only, from what I understand, a few positions available, a few slots available for them to meet with clients at this point. Most of them are booked up, so I would phone immediately Monday morning, 1-866-623-2002. Connect with them on their website, wwpmc.com. It's easy to start your own precious metals investment account. You get an experienced, results-driven, personal bullion dealer who's there to help you maximize profit and minimize risk by building an understanding and relationship directly with you. All investments are secure and 100% insured to the full value of your investment. The metal can be stored in your behalf, all outside the banking system. Delivered to your door, and definitely discover about the different ways, domestic or foreign storage. And you can have premium storage options in specific coin and bar form. Instant liquidity in and out of the market, and you can obviously have access 24/7 online to take a look at your account. Connect with Worldwide Precious Metals, wwpmc.com, 1-866-623-2002. Going to come back and talk about diamonds. There was a sale. Sotheby's had a magnificent jewel sale April 21st in New York City. We'll talk about it as the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall, continues right after this. Welcome back to the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping the show on May the 2nd, 2014. Our time is 9:09 Mountain. Radio shows run on your favorite radio stations. The shows are archived on Harold's websites, HESradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. They're streaming there. We have a podcast through iTunes. Type in World Financial Report on Radio. We'll find us there. You can subscribe to the podcast. It will come in every week automatically. listen to it on your portable device. We go anywhere you do. Harold does daily market commentary too. It's on his websites, and you'll find it on the podcast site as well. Just a reminder, Worldwide Precious Metals, the company Harold recommends you use, have been recommending them for over 10 years when it comes to investing in gold and silver. Bullion experts, dealers out of Vancouver, going to be in Calgary next week. If you would like to sit down and meet with them, now is the time to call them immediately. Call them immediately and book to sit down with them. www.pmc.com is their website. The telephone number, 1-866-623-2002. Going to be a very busy time over the next couple of weeks as Harold's website, and this is the preeminent auction website on the internet, is hsfineauctions.com. hsfineauctions.com. Going to be holding an auction May 21st, 8 Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain. And some of the proceeds going to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. Obviously a great cause. We'll talk about that a little later. And this week, our featured diamond from rarecoloreddiamonds.com is a .53 carat Princess Cut Fancy Pink Argyle. An absolutely stunning diamond. And speaking of stunning diamonds, in our newsletter this week, get the newsletter from Harold. Connect with him at rarecoloreddiamonds.com or call him at 1-800-432-1022. We have a $25 million ring featuring a flawless blue diamond up for auction. It's going up for auction in Bruges, in Geneva, next month. And this is the largest flawless vivid blue in the world. It is going to be the centerpiece for Christie's magnificent jewel sale taking place at the Four Seasons Hotel in Geneva. And we have some pictures, absolutely stunning, to say the least, Harold. And we look forward to the big auction coming up on May 21st. I know that you're lining up some spectacular items to be auctioned off.
You bet, Randy. This is going to be a great auction. And actually, it's the last auction till after the summer, till we come back in October. So this is a big one. And we've got some really amazing pieces and some phenomenal jewelry. So basically, we're raising money for a charity that I'm very heavily involved in, the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Charity. And the founder, Nancy Brinker, is just one of the most amazing women that I've ever known. And what she's done in her sister's name, a promise that she made to her sister, you know, when her sister was dying of breast cancer, and her sister said, Nancy, you've got to do everything that you can to make sure that women don't continue to die from this horrible disease. And Nancy Brinker formed the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Charity, made it into one of the top charities, has raised over $2 billion. And this woman, Nancy Brinker, who's just a phenomenal woman, went on to be the ambassador to Hungary under George Bush for 4 years, Time's most influential person, and again, started a charity based on a promise that she made to her dying sister. So I'm very heavily involved in it, and a lot of the proceeds from this particular auction are going to them. So what we did is we made their pendant for breast cancer awareness. You know, it's the one with the ribbon, but we made it out of pink sapphires. It's absolutely stunning. We gave it to Nancy Brinker as a gift, and she never takes it off. So we made another one, and it's going to be auctioned off along with some very, very amazing and very valuable jewelry. There's a 103 pear cut, fancy light orangey pink diamond ring that when you look at it, you're not going to believe it. Orangey pink diamonds are amongst the most valuable diamonds in the world. They're setting records at auction every single time. And again, when you look at that diamond ring surrounded by other diamonds, it's going to take your breath away. And these diamond rings are going to go for phenomenal prices. And again, over half of the proceeds are going to the charity. There's a 216 cushion cut fancy pink diamond ring. The diamond ring is worth $350,000. The opening bid is going to be $50,000. There's going to be some amazing opportunities at this particular auction. There's a 4.75 carat pear cut pink diamond earrings that will take your breath away. 4.75 carats of pink diamonds in these earrings. Then there's some amazing yellow diamond earrings, a heart-shaped yellow diamond ring encrusted with white diamonds that's over 2.5 carats. There's an oval that is so magnificent, yellow in the center, and it's vivid in color, surrounded by white diamonds and surrounded again by yellows. It's one of the most beautiful diamond rings you'll ever see, and then one of the most gorgeous 3.5 carat fancy yellow square cut diamond earrings. We have a lot of clients that are looking for yellow diamond earrings, and these are going to go for a phenomenal price. And then we have our Argyle pink diamonds that, again, are amongst the best investment diamonds in the world. So we're very, very excited to bring to you this auction. But believe it or not, one of the rarest items that's coming up for bid is a small diamond. It's a 16-point, round, brilliant, fancy, intense, orangey yellow diamond. But what makes it so ridiculously rare is that it's a numbered Argyle. It's laser inscribed. This is one of those diamonds that came out of Argyle that is like a freak of nature. And it is so beautiful that, again, it came from the Argyle mine. It's intense orangey pink, and all you need to do is look at the video of this diamond and understand how special this diamond is. We did have one of them that was going up for auction before, but it was bought privately by one of our clients up in the Northwest Territories. And, again, we didn't think that we'd get another one, but in our parcel of diamonds that we just did get from Argyle, this magnificent little round, intense orangey yellow diamond, which is an Argyle, is so rare and beautiful, so it's coming up for auction also. So again, we're very, very excited about this. And we're also going to be on Bloomberg Radio, a 15-minute interview on May the 16th. Once Bloomberg found out that we were doing this phenomenal auction for Susan G. Komen breast cancer charity. Again, I'm flying up to New York just to do a 15-minute interview on radio with Bloomberg because it's that important that we tell the world what's happening in the diamond market, in the auction market, and raise money for this phenomenal charity. So again, please attend this charity auction. There's going to be some amazing pieces at the best prices that you've ever seen. Again, there's going to be some diamond rings and some jewelry. There's a $350,000 pink diamond ring that's over 2 carats in pink diamonds, and the opening bid is going to be $50,000. Don't pass this up. These are diamonds that do nothing but go up in value. They're for my private collection. I'm bringing them for this auction because I care so much about the charity, and I want my clients to do tremendously well. And again, I want a lot of money to go to the charity. So this is really a phenomenal opportunity, and I'm excited to bring it to you. So we are going to be on Bloomberg, a 15-minute interview, Bloomberg Radio, on May the 16th at 2:15 Eastern Time. And then again, the Susan G. Komen auction is going to be on May the 21st at 8 o'clock Eastern. If you want to participate, all you do is go to hsfineauctions.com, HS for Harold Siegel, fineauctions.com, sign up, and on the day of the auction, you'll receive a link from us, and just click on the link. Everything will download for you, and then be prepared for one of the most exciting evenings you've ever had in your lifetime. If you want to make a lot of money, you want to attend this auction. You're going to get opportunities to buy diamonds that you've never, ever seen before, and jewelry like you've never, ever had a chance to buy before at phenomenal prices, and then you're doing something phenomenal. You're helping an amazing charity for breast cancer awareness, and again, I'm very heavily involved in this, and again, where most companies would do an auction for a charitable event and give 5 or 10%, I'm giving 50% of the proceeds to this phenomenal charity because I care so much about it. So again, please listen to our interview on Bloomberg Radio, May the 16th at 2:15 Eastern Time. It'll certainly be worth your while to listen to it, and then attend the Susan G. Komen HS Fine Auctions auction on May the 21st, and be prepared for one of the greatest auctions you've ever seen. There's going to be amazing pieces at phenomenal prices. We're all going to do very, very well from this. So again, Randy, I'm just ecstatic about what's happening. You know, you brought forward some of the auction prices from the last few auctions, and again, they're phenomenal. Where the big diamonds are the stars of the show, they really get the limelight, but it's really the lesser priced diamonds, the type of diamonds that we recommend that are going up the most in value. They're going up 200, 300, 400% sometimes from what the estimated values are. So again, I'm just extremely pleased with what's happening in the market. There's so many horrible things happening in the world right now. There's potential war in the Ukraine and in Russia. There's tremendous hyperinflation and problems, political problems going on in Venezuela. The United States economy is in shambles. Europe is in shambles. There's so many things that are going on that are negative, and here we've got such a positive situation happening in diamonds. That's where a lot of the money should really be going at this point, into assets that maintain their value, that don't drop in value like certain stocks and commodities do. And then you've got these phenomenal pieces that you're going to have tremendous pride of ownership. You're going to get to wear these beautiful pieces of jewelry and then give it back to us 5 to 10 years from now and let us sell them for you at auction at a profit for you. And we only work off of profitable situations. We get 10% of the profit only. So if we don't make money for our clients, we don't make any money ourselves. And again, all we want is for our clients and the charity to do well on this next auction, Randy.
We do indeed. And if you take a look at this is in our newsletter, Spanish jobless, the rate 26%. And usually in a lot of these European countries, youth unemployment is around 50-60%. You talk geopolitically, North Korea, the U.S. came out and said, we don't know what the heck this guy's doing. He's just the guy's just completely nuts. But they don't know what he's doing, but he's always trying to create problems. Then you have the tension between Japan and China over islands in the Pacific. It is a very tough time when it comes to investing. That's why we recommend being cautious. That's why we recommend investing in hard assets like diamonds. RareColoredDiamonds.com is the website. Harold's featured diamond this week is a 0.53 carat Princess Cut Fancy Pink Argyle. Just absolutely stunning. As you heard Harold mention, he's going to be on Bloomberg May 16th at and here in Alberta, that would be at noon, actually 12:15 our time. In Edmonton, 12:15 our time, Harold will be on Bloomberg Radio. All you need to do is just go to Bloomberg.com and click on radio. You'll be able to listen to it free of charge. Harold has been on Bloomberg Television on 2 separate occasions, and we have those interviews with Carol Nasser and with Deirdre Bolton, and we would be happy to send those out to you free of charge. One of the big events of the week, we had a magnificent jewel sale. Sotheby's in New York City had a magnificent jewel sale April 29th, and some of the colored diamond featured results that we have, and we'll mention the big one first. There was lot 207, a magnificent platinum fancy intense orangey pink diamond, and the estimate on it was $6 million. It went for $6.1 million. Just an absolutely stunning orangey pink diamond. Now, when you take a look at some of the other items, and we're going to feature some of the smaller items because, as Harold mentioned, those are the ones that seem to have the biggest upside at these auctions. Lot 258, a fancy deep brownish yellow and diamond ring. It weighed 2.61 carats. The estimate on it, $10,000. It went for $18,750. A gold and fancy yellow diamond ring, and the weight of it was 6 carats. The estimate $50,000 went for $81,250. Lot 117, fancy light yellow diamond and diamond ring. The weight 7.25 carats, and the estimate $75,000 went for $93,750. Lot 183, an 18-karat gold platinum fancy yellow diamond and diamond ring, and that was 6.32 carats. The estimate $85,000 went for $106,250. Then we get to some of the other auction results. Lot 132, a platinum 18-karat gold fancy intense yellow diamond and diamond ring. The weight 4.76 carats. The estimate $80,000 went for $112,500. Lot 398, platinum 18-karat gold fancy intense yellow diamond and diamond ring. The weight to 8.42 carats. The estimate 100 went for $161,000. And this next one is a big one because the color on this is very special. One of the nicest intense yellow diamonds I've ever seen. In fact, it's platinum fancy intense yellow green diamond and diamond ring from Jar Paris, and the carat was 3.93. The estimate $75,000 went for $173,000. Just one of the most beautiful colors I've ever seen in a ring, a yellow green diamond. Also, lot 451. Gold fancy intense yellow diamond and emerald ring by Louis Comfort Tiffany. Estimate $100,000 went for $185,000. And then finally lot 444, a pair of platinum 18 karat gold fancy vivid yellow diamond and diamond ear clubs. The weight 319 and 2.68. Estimate $200,000. They went for $245,000. But the big star of the show was lot 207, Harold, that magnificent platinum fancy intense orangey pink diamond going for $6 million. And then here we wait, as we mentioned, for the next big auction coming up in Geneva, when we could have that blue diamond go for $25 million. And I have this weird feeling it could go for $30, maybe even $35 million, a lot more than they plan.
Oh, you bet. Blue diamonds are skyrocketing. They're almost impossible to get. And the price is just going through the roof. Every single time a blue diamond comes up for auction, it just sells for an absolute fortune. Same thing is happening with pinks. And when the Argyle mine closes and there's no more pink diamonds, what do you think is going to happen to these prices? So we bring you these Argyle pink diamonds at auction so you can own these diamonds at great prices, hold on to them till the Argyle mine closes, which is only 6 years from now, and then we anticipate selling these diamonds for 5 to 10 times what the prices are today. So again, these are the type of assets that are going up more than any other assets. And the fact is that they're portable private wealth. Nobody knows that you own them. There's a lot of people that don't really trust the governments at this point and think that, the government looks too much into their personal assets and things like that. Diamonds are, nobody knows that you own them. They're portable private wealth. They never lose their value. So, in a time when interest rates are so low at 2% or 1.5% that it forces people back into a very risky stock market, because people need to make money or return on their investments. Just look at the diamond market. Yellow flawless diamonds increased by 15% a year. Back in 1980, you could have bought a yellow flawless diamond, a 1 carat, for $500. Today, they're over $20,000. So these assets never lose their value. So if your goal is capital preservation, put some money into the rare diamond market. If your goal is capital appreciation, then put money into the diamond market, because these diamonds go up, especially with what's happening with the Argyle market, because 95% of the Argyle pinks are going to be gone. And even the 5% of pink diamonds that come from other areas are still almost equally as valuable, because that represents only 5% of the market. And soon, that 5% is going to be everything, because 95% of the pink diamonds will be gone. So there's not a better time to get into the marketplace than now. These are safe assets that go up more than almost anything. Again, you want to go to our website, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Go to the Learning Center. Sign up for a free Learning Center and learn all about diamonds. On top of that, make sure that you attend our auctions, because our auctions are the best. We developed this business, H. Siegel Fine Auctions, for our clients to resell their diamonds. Nobody else and no other company has anything like that. If you're investing in the diamond market and you're investing, with other companies, make sure that they're going to be able to sell those diamonds for you. It's not an easy thing to resell a diamond unless it's at auction, and we built that market. H. Siegel Fine Auctions is exactly the market that you need to resell your diamonds. And again, nobody's really selling diamonds right now. Everybody's buying them because they're at tremendous value, and the potential for the future is very, very high. So the diamonds that are coming up for auction are from my personal collection, and the only reason reason that I'm selling them, even though it breaks my heart to do it at times, is to continue to develop this business, to build it bigger and bigger and make it worldwide. So when my clients do go to sell their diamonds 6, 7, 8, 10 years from now, we have a gigantic market that's worldwide that are buying our diamonds. And that's happening now. When we hold our auctions, we have so many clients that come in from England because the British pound is worth so much more than the U.S. and Canadian dollar. If a diamond sells for $100,000 in U.S., it's only 60,000 British pounds. So they're getting a huge discount buying our diamonds, and that's what we want. We want to get top dollar for our diamonds, and we want our clients to get phenomenal value. So that's what we're building. We're so excited about it, and the auction coming up on May the 21st is going to be one of the best we've ever made. You can go into HS Fine Auctions this weekend, take a look at the preliminary catalog. We're going to add more to it and put up the values and the GI reports and everything so you can see everything. We're basically 3 weeks away from the auction, and the closer we get to it, everything will be finished off. But take a look at the catalog this weekend and look at some of the most beautiful diamond and diamond jewelry that you've ever seen, and a lot of them are going to go at phenomenal prices. And don't forget, your money is going to a very worthwhile charity. So again, Randy, I'm so excited about this auction coming up. The pieces that we're offering are phenomenal, including some pink diamond rings and earrings that will blow you away, that are so valuable and so rare, and they're going to go at excellent prices. I'm very excited about it.
If you would like to see the Sotheby's Magnificent Jewel Sale auction results, speak with Harold. He'll be happy to send them out to you. Connect with Harold at rarecoloreddiamonds.com or speak with him personally and privately at 1-800-432-1022, our featured diamond of the week. You can go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, click on Featured Diamond. All of the diamonds have their own individual videos, and the video goes a 360, and it's just absolutely stunning to see them in that light. It is a 0.53 carat princess cut fancy pink argyle. We know how rare argyles are. Every year they come out with their tender, and basically they have diamonds for the whole world that you could fit in a champagne flute or in the palm of your hand. We're talking the rarest of the rare, and we also know that that mine is going to be shutting down approximately in 2020. Now's the time to position yourself and have in your portfolio, or even if you're starting your own diamond portfolio today, you must anchor it with a pink diamond from the Argyle mine. And this is a 0.53 carat, absolutely beautiful, beautiful diamond. Speak with Harold. And as Harold has mentioned, on May 16th, he's going to be on Bloomberg Radio, and that is 12:15 here in Edmonton. He'll be on. Go to Bloomberg.com, click on radio. You can listen to it free of charge on any portable device or any computer, and we'll be able to listen to Carol Masser interview Harold at that time. As well, we have the times that Harold was on Bloomberg Television. If you'd like to see those, we can send those out to you. Get our free weekly newsletter from Harold. He'll be happy to send it out to you free of charge. Connect with him at rarecoloreddiamonds.com or 1-800-432-1022. But we're very excited about hsfineauctions.com, the auction coming up May 21st, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. This is the first time that Harold has affiliated himself with a charity, and obviously it's one of the greatest charities going, Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. It's one that has just done outstanding work. And Harold is putting on this charity auction. We would love for you to be a part of it. And the best thing to do at this point is go to hsfineauctions.com and sign up. And Harold, we should mention, and we have about a minute and a half left here in the show, we're expecting a very large audience in the auction because this is Susan G. Komen, and a lot of the people who support her are going to be involved in this auction.
You bet. It's very, very exciting. I'm very proud. And again, I'm introducing my clients and friends to the auction also because, again, it's such a good cause, and there's going to be tremendous deals, and I'm really excited about that. So, again, I'm very excited about it. Susan G. Komen auction on May the 21st, Bloomberg interview on May the 16th. things are going tremendously well. As we've been talking, gold has skyrocketed, broken back above $1,300. We're up $18 right now. We were down about $10 this morning. We've seen a big move. We're at $13.06 in gold. Silver is up 60 cents right now, went from $18.91 to $19.75 in the first hour of trading since we've been talking. So, again, I'm hoping that we're finding a base in the gold market. There's enough situations happening in the world right now that gold and silver should really start to take off again. And again, I just don't believe it's that far away from this market really starting to move again.
Thank you very much, Harold Siegel.
It's my pleasure, Randy. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend and a very profitable day.
Connect with Harold, rarecoloreddiamonds.com, 1-800-432-1022. Also, hsfineauctions.com. Next auction, May 21, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, for Susan G. Komen. And speak with Worldwide Precious Metals. They're going to be in Calgary next week. Not many slots available to meet with them. Call them first thing Monday morning if you'd like to sit down with them. www.pmc.com is their website. Telephone number 1-866-623-2002. Get those silver articles from our newsletter from Worldwide. They are must-reads this week. That's it. Another edition of the World Financial Report on radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall. We will talk to you next week.